people wait too long to pre-arrangement. In reality, this is when we should be pre-planning.
Right.
Because,
You're right.
Funeral expenses just continue to go up. The National Funeral Directors Association says that cremation prices double every 6 to 10 years.
Wow.
Hello and welcome to Senior Life Publications Ask the Expert podcast, where we talk about all things involving healthcare, finances, free resources, and other important senior-related topics. Hi, I'm David Moss, publisher of Senior Life Publications, which is a free resources you can find throughout the Tampa Bay market.
And I'm Stephen Halstead, sales manager for Senior Life Publications. I feel like we're home.
We're back.
We've circled back to our Village Inn where we started originally with doing our podcast. And before we even start, I do want to thank Village Inn here on 4th Street North for hosting us again. If you haven't been out, you need to check them out because they have weekly Blue Plate specials. They've got Free Pie Wednesday, Fish Fry Friday. Check them out. They have an ad in the magazine, but you can also just come out and come to the restaurant and have a good meal. So thanks again for letting us be here today. Today, we have Dena Manis with us. Dina, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I want you to just tell everybody who you are, what you do, and how you came to be here today.
Okay. Well, my name is Dena Manis. I'm a licensed funeral director, embalmer, and manager at National Cremation Society in Clearwater.
Wow. I just gotta say, this is something that I always thought I wanted to do. And then when I got into it, I was like, I can't do it. It takes a special breed of person, just like any job, right? So some people are not destined to be what they think they want to do.
Right. I think it's a true calling that I'm able to help families at their worst possible time, in a very difficult time. I certainly couldn't be a nurse or a doctor. I couldn't be a veterinarian, but for whatever reason, the death care industry really interests me, and so here I am after about 30 years.
I was going to say, what brought you? Yeah, it is a long time, and that's I think that's important for the industry. But what brought you to National Cremation Society? How did you get there?
How did I get there? Well, actually, they're owned by a larger corporation, Service Corporation International, out of Houston, Texas. I started my career in Oklahoma at SCI. It's a dignity firm. So we have a lot of affiliates. So I moved to Florida about 20-something years ago, started at another funeral home, left for a little while because I get a little burnt out. And then I came back and had the opportunity to work at National Cremation Society, and I've been there ever since.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
So, Dina, if you don't mind, how can, say, when you do go through that whole process, do you mind explaining what you do, from honestly, like soup to nuts, from when someone comes into the door trying to kind of grasp what they need to do? Do you mind kind of elaborating a little bit more on that?
Absolutely.
Okay,
so basically what happens is when a loved one passes away, they give us a call and we have them come in. We kind of guide them through it. I've heard many times that to plan a wedding, there's like 990 things to do. There's really a lot to do with planning a cremation, as simple as it seems, or even a service, because we not only offer cremation services, we offer burial services, which a lot of people don't understand, or not understand, but didn't realize that we offer that service. So when someone comes in, we sit them down and we kind of guide them through the entire process. We guide them as far as death certificates, just the process that we have to go through to have someone cremated, because there are state laws and regulations. So we kind of guide them through that process, answer any questions that they have. We have a checklist that we give all of our families of a list of things to do once someone passes away. And it's as easy, or not easy, but as simple as notifying Social Security, to changing your will, your healthcare proxy, all of those important documents that your partner or your spouse or whomever, may have been the beneficiary of. And even for children, it's a taunting task. No one ever expects to walk in my doors. Well, they might expect it, but nobody ever wants to.
Right. It's a difficult conversation to have.
It is, and it's even more so, we do pre-planning as well. So that's very important. It's a very tough subject to talk about. Nobody likes to talk about death in the first place. It's kind of taboo. I think we've come a long way from that,
I agree with that.
but it's still kind of difficult. Nobody likes to talk about death and dying, and especially their own death and dying. So when we can have those families and we can have that conversation, because we have that conversation when they're in making arrangements,
Right.
this is an important thing to do. It has a variety. I mean, we all plan for something that may happen. Like we all get in our cars and we all carry car insurance. We wear our seatbelts. We have homeowners insurance. We always anticipate what
Health
might happen.
insurance.
Yeah, exactly.
No, those are great examples. Yeah, because
But
you don't
nobody,
really think about that.
nobody wants to plan for what's inevitable, because unless something changes in the next 20 or 30 years, we're all going to die.
Yeah, and I think that most of us are just scared of that, to be honest with you, and we
Absolutely.
don't have that conversation within our families. And having been through this myself, having a parent pass away, and I just remember it's all a fog.
Right.
And I do remember just saying, what do we have to do first? And they say, we got it.
Right.
We've got it for you. Do you want this, this, and this? We've already gotten this, because we had pre-planned, but we couldn't remember that.
Right.
We were
does.
just like, what do we do?
Yeah, exactly. And it does a couple of different things. It does many things, but I think probably it gives peace of mind to
Yes.
the family, and
For
it's
sure.
a huge relief of the person that's made the pre-arrangements, because they know their family's not going to have to come in. There's still decisions to be made, but it's not like they're going to have to start from zero and go up.
Yeah.
Everything's in place.
We were pleasantly surprised. That sounds strange to put it, but it was, because my dad was a Marine. I've told this story before where he never talked about it. He was a cook in the Marines, and he said he didn't serve, blah, blah, blah. Well, they knew that, and we didn't plan it, but we showed up at the burial site, and they did a salute, a military salute to him, and they did that on their own. They knew he was a Marine. They had Marine show. I get goosebumps thinking about it, because we didn't even
That's great.
talk about that, but yet
Right.
what a wonderful experience to have that happen to us. So planning those things out, I think, is just major. And having somebody do that all for you and know exactly what to do. And it was so calm, and they were so helpful.
Right.
Like I said, and you're helping people, and I like to help people, but I just can't imagine what it's like. It's almost like grief counseling too. I mean, do you guys offer that kind of thing for the families?
We do. We have, it's our online outreach bereavement program.
Okay.
So it's called the 12 Weeks of Peace. So once someone passes away, after everything is completed, our families get an email from each funeral director, and they can sign up for an email, and it talks about the grieving process, how people grieve differently, how children grieve. And then we also have a compassion helpline that's staffed 24 hours a day by licensed social workers, therapists, that they can actually call for 1 full year for free.
Wow.
And talk to a therapist.
That's important.
Well, I just love how from helping someone in that time of need, the emotions and what Stephen was talking about, the different things in different families. I mean, something happened very quickly, or something that, say, they did plan for. I guess the different sides of the spectrum that you guys really, I think, help with is really a testament to what you do. And I'm sure it's very fulfilling for you to help these families in need go through this whole process. Tell us a little bit about some of those, or do you have any good stories that you might want to kind of use? I don't know.
Yeah, every family is different. Everybody grieves a little bit differently. So, we get families that come in, and depending on who's passed away, and, it depends on what your beliefs are. A lot of families,
Oh, that's huge.
we do a lot of Hindu Buddhist services.
Oh,
So, because our crematory's on site, so once someone is brought into our care, they stay with us until their loved one receives their urn. So everything's done right at my location. So the Buddhists and Hindus are a little bit different. Their beliefs are a little bit different. So I really believe that what someone's beliefs are, it's still a shock, but they, it's tough. You have those people that come in and treat it as a business transaction because that's their way of coping. But
Sure.
then you have those families that stay with you and, you know, appreciate everything that you've done. Not that everybody doesn't appreciate it, but you get those calls, you know, 6 months later. You know, Dina,
saying thank you so much. I can
Thank you
imagine.
so much.
Yeah.
The
How
nice
rewarding that
cards,
is.
You know, we get a lot of cards. And we also do, you know, our company has been awarded the J.D. Powers Service of Excellence Award. We're the only funeral home that's received that as a group. And so we get a lot of good feedback from our families in that way, because some families can't express it when they're with you. Or, you know, a lot of people in today's society, do they really take the time to do a thank you note? But when we get those thank you notes, it's so special. And we get a lot of feedback from our surveys and different things telling, you know, so-and-so did a great job.
Right.
We really appreciate it. But the biggest thing is when they come back to us, when they have somebody else in their family
That's
pass
right.
away, that's when we know we've done a good job.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
And you bring
I
up
love
a
that.
great point about the different denominations, or maybe that's not the right word, but the different religious beliefs, and how, you know, and being able to not just say, oh, we do it this way only, and we really, you know, listen to what the family wants. I think that's huge.
Well, and you have to. I mean, you know, you have to be. One thing I've learned, and I try to do it in my personal life as well, I'm not so good at it, is listening. Because that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
You have to put that pin down. You have to listen to their stories, and they do have stories. And sometimes they want to share those stories with
Yeah.
you. And you just have to listen and reassure them that, you know, they're doing the right thing, because it's a difficult decision to make.
It is.
And, you know, people can't equate how much they spend with how much they love someone.
Right.
And so many times with traditional funerals, I think, you know, people think, oh, I've got to buy the best casket because of
Whatever
that reason.
the reason
Whatever
is.
the reason is, you know, and they may not be able to afford that.
yeah.
You've got to remember you're doing the best that you can for your loved one, no matter what you have to do to do it.
And hopefully they've prepared.
Hopefully they prepare.
I mean, because it's a daunting task, being
It is.
even when you're prepared.
It
Right,
is.
yeah.
But even if they haven't, you know, we still have a lot of families that haven't. And, you know, it's really no different than if you have, we still do the same thing for them. It's the same process. You know, they may have to make a few more decisions, but other than that, I would have to say, though, pre-planning is a great legacy to leave your family. It offsets it. You know, inflation is built into that price, so that price
Right.
is frozen. That price never goes up for your family.
Okay.
So, you know, if you were to prepay today, 20, 30 years from now, everything's taken care of.
That's a good point.
Seems like a good idea, but not a lot of people really think about. And I think it'd be because they don't want to talk about mortality of the
this
taboo that you said
helps.
earlier. It's hard to do. Yeah.
Well,
Having this
and
it's half the battle.
right, and then
Yeah.
we get a lot of people, and people wait too long to pre-arrangement. In reality, not that I'm probably older than both of you guys, but in reality, this is when we should be planning.
Right.
Because
You're right.
You know, funeral expenses just continue to go up. You know, people
Lock
don't
it
think
in,
of it as
right.
as a business, and unfortunately, we are a business. We have to continue to increase
Of course
our
you do. Okay.
income.
Right.
So now is the time to do that. The National Funeral Directors Association says that cremation prices double every 6 to 10 years.
Wow.
So by the time we're gonna need that, $10,000-$12,000 easy. And then we get families that are in their 70s and 80s. Oh no, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
It's like
You
they
know,
keep.
because you don't want to talk about it.
Yeah,
But
push it
you
on down
need-
the road,
You
yeah.
need to be thinking.
Well, it sounds like just a really good investment. Not only just being smart and proactive, and the peace of
Well, and
mind.
peace of mind.
Right, is great. Yeah,
and
on
it
top
makes
of that.
sure it makes sure that your wishes are known.
Yeah.
So if somebody wanted to get in touch with you, how would they do that?
Call 727-536-0494 and ask for Dina.
There you go. Dina, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
It's an important subject. I'm glad we're able to talk about these things so that we can get some education out there. And hopefully someone out there who may be thinking they need to talk about this, take the next step. Make a call, someone, somewhere at least, and start to plan. So I want to thank the Village Inn again for letting us. We're at Village Inn on 4th Street, and I want to let you guys know that they have weekly Blue Plate specials, Free Pie Wednesday, and Fish Fry Friday. So there's a lot of stuff going on, so come on in and check them out. If you get our publication in the mail, or you pick it up around town, you will see, not only will you see an ad for Dina's company, National Cremation Society, but you also see an ad for Village Inn. Always doing things in the community, so come on out and let these people know that you read the magazine when you come in. Tell them you saw your ad in the magazine. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dina. And thank you for joining us too as well. My name is David. Again, I'm the publisher of Senior Life Publications. If you'd like your free copy, please contact me on my cell phone at 727-430-5180, or you can just email me at dmoss, that's D-M-O-S-S, at seniorlifepublications.com, and we'll get you a free publication as soon as possible. Also, if you see this Ask the Expert video, please like and subscribe as soon as possible, and we'll get you more content like this every month. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a great day.
Bye.